Greetings, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, in this election season, do not try to diminish people simply because they do not support who you support. Because, ladies and gentlemen, most of the time, those persons you're defending and you're insulting people over don't even love you like that. They are only with you because they want to win. Some of them, as soon as they get your vote and they win their seats, you will never ever see them again until the next election. Then they come with their 3-card promises, as they always do, to sway you into voting for them. You vote for them again, you get the same result. If you vote for a particular individual and the individual have not done the work that he is supposed to be doing for the constituency, if you vote him in again, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to do the same thing. And he will continue to do the same thing over and over again because he knows that he can sway you. He can sway you with his 3-card fancy speech. Now, ladies and gentlemen, trying to diminish a person who you know nothing about is showing how pathetic you are. You don't diminish people simply because they don't support what you support. Instead, have a debate with the person. Present your reason why you support the candidate that you support. And the other person should also give a reason for their support for the candidate that they support and why they don't support your candidate. And then both of you should have a mutual understanding. Nothing is wrong if you don't support my candidate. Nothing is wrong if you don't support the Prime Minister. Nothing is wrong if you don't support the opposition. But don't tell a man all sort of nastiness simply because they don't support the political party that you support. They don't support their ideology. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time that some of you grow up. And I've noticed it a lot among the PNP supporters. I'm not saying that the JLP supporters don't do these things, but I've noticed more among the PNP supporters. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because they realize that the people are intoxicated with the Jamaica Labour Party. In other words, they are drunk with the Jamaica Labour Party. They are spellbound by Mr. Holness charisma. They are spellbound by the fact that he made promises and keep it. Though there are promises yet to be fulfilled, ladies and gentlemen, but no government is perfect. And in comparison with the previous, with what the PNP is proposing, the opposition PNP is proposing, I do believe that the Jamaica Labour Party is better. Because when I read some of the things in the manifesto, when I learned of some of the things in the manifesto of the People's National Party, I realized, ladies and gentlemen, that most, if not all of the programs that they are suggesting is already in place. They have no new ideas to persuade me into saying, yes, I'm going to give the People's National Party a chance. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, they are saying, Mark Golding is saying that some of the things that the JLP they are doing, instead of building on it, ladies and gentlemen, and instead of adding his ideas to it, what he's planning to do is remove it, discontinue it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if the policies of the JLP have steered the country out of COVID, if it had steered the country out through Hurricane Beryl, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, it have cut the poverty rate. If the JLP administration and also cut the crime, ladies and gentlemen. And they are building the roads there. They even use money that the People's National Party had in holding for many years and wouldn't use it till the people were threatening to take back the money. And as the Jamaica Labour Party took office, they have to use the money quickly before the people take back the money, because the People's National Party, ladies and gentlemen, have the money sitting down and would never ever build up the road. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if communities that have never had water before start having running water now under the Jamaica Labour Party administration, and if even the People's National Party, I've seen them doing work in the People's National Party's constituencies that are controlled by the opposition People's National Party's MP. Ladies and gentlemen, their MPs are not doing anything. And so the Jamaica Labour Party MP, who is not responsible for the constituency, still stepped in and do something. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this tells me that the government does not just look out for JLP supporters, but they also look out for every Jamaican, opposition, PNP, everybody, whether you support one party or the other, or you don't support any political party at all. This Jamaica Labour Party led administration caters for everybody, and this is the reason why I do believe that the Jamaica Labour Party is the right party to take the country forward. When I look at the proposal on the People's National Party side, for the rural transportation system, in terms of the school bus system for the children, their alternative, ladies and gentlemen, will bankrupt the economy, because they want to spend billions of dollars per month to pay private man to transport your children, when the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, ladies and gentlemen, have already, they bought the buses. I don't care if they want to criticize the bus and call them whatever they want to call them, but they bought the buses, ladies and gentlemen, for the school children. And ladies and gentlemen, lots of the school children can't wait until school reopen so that they can be transported to school via those buses, instead of the unpredictable and unsafe taxis and coasters, ladies and gentlemen, that they want our children, the People's National Party want our children to ride in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. The safety of our children should be our priority. On the private taxi and on the coaster buses, you don't have wardens. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have any tracking device that tracks the movement of the vehicle to tell where your children are. You don't have any video cameras on it, ladies and gentlemen, to monitor their movement. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it is very risky to put your children in the hands of people who you know nothing about, rather than to put your children in the hands of capable and responsible people, ladies and gentlemen, supported by the state in terms of, ladies and gentlemen, they are trained. These people are trained. These people are there to supervise your children and ensure that your children reach home and reach the school in a safe manner. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, but when it comes to the teachers, and some of the opposition ideas, ladies and gentlemen, will set the teachers against them, because they are planning to extend the teachers' hours and all of those stuff, ladies and gentlemen, that is not good for the teacher. And I hear them coming in with some things that are already in place, ladies and gentlemen, that just doesn't make sense. And these are some of the reasons why I think that the People's National Party should not become government at this time, because, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to set us way back to the days of high taxes, high prices, hardship, and, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to destabilize the Jamaican currency, You see how it is stable now, it is reasonably stable now. They're going to destabilize